Hi guys, welcome back. All right, Taurians, let's go ahead and jump on and we're going to take a look at what is hidden behind their mask, whoever they may be. Five of Swords is in the reverse. This person does not want to fight anymore. And I want to say anymore. Maybe it's just that they don't want to have any fight or conflict with Taurus. We have High Priestess in the reverse. We have the World card upright. That's actually really nice. This is somebody who they know unequivocally that there is this profound connection between themselves and Taurus. I do think that there must have been arguments and fighting. I feel like this person maybe has some pretty heavy regrets. They don't want any more fighting. They would like a new beginning. They would like to start fresh. Maybe if they could just rewind the tape to before an argument occurred. But there's something here where it's like they understand Taurus so much better now, and now maybe they wouldn't have even had that fight if they had been able to see. And I do want to point this out. The High Priestess is the individual who can always see behind the mask, right? She's the deeply intuitive energy. And she's a one person. Well, there's a couple of characters in this deck that don't wear masks, but she's one of the few. And it's just interesting that they understand something so profound about Taurus at this point. By the way, they could be a Virgo, they could be a Cancer, they could be a Capricorn, they could be a Pisces. I guess also Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. But the big thing here is like, I really think that they could see so many other ways that they could have communicated to Taurus now that they recognize something about Taurus. Maybe Taurus was trying to make nice with them, was trying to have a new beginning with them, and they're like, oh my God, I blew it. I did not understand. They so want to heal this. Why is this being kept behind the mask, though? Why would they not just come right out and tell Taurus this? Page of Wands and the Fool. It's so weird because I almost think that they're about to do something like shocking and surprise Taurus. Maybe this is because it's a leap of faith. This is them suddenly doing something. I almost wonder if they're intentionally keeping Taurus in the dark about the way they feel because they want to make some big gesture, a grand gesture to fix things with Taurus. Like maybe they're going to be bringing some huge bouquet of flowers, and sending it to Taurus. And it's like, if only I had seen what I saw now, I would never have said those things towards I don't want to fight. It could be that they want so badly to heal this. And it kind of feels like whatever it takes. But it does feel like it's going to like rock Taurus. If they're going to be like trying to fix an argument now that they understand Taurus better, it feels like they are, the only reason they're not saying anything yet is because they want to kind of like make a big gesture, a grand gesture. Eight of Wands. This is big communication. This is coming. Maybe they want to travel to go see Taurus if they're at a distance. And considering we have the World, we have the Star, and we have the Fool, all of those could say distance. And this card can be a card of travel and communication. Maybe they need to talk to Taurus eyeball to eyeball. Maybe that's why they're like, I don't even want to tell Taurus that I'm coming. I need to show up and I need to, then take off my mask and be like, I needed to see you face to face. I really messed things up. I mean, that's what this feels like, is somebody who understands Taurus. Let me ask, what is it that you think you understand so much more about Taurus now? Taurus was trying to offer me love. Taurus is a super loving individual. They take responsibility for their emotions. They shared their cup with me, and I basically blew it, or I ignored it. I didn't pay attention to it. We have Ace of Cups. We have Nine of Swords. This says, oh my God, they're really very distressed over this. It's such a beautiful card. I just love this Ace of Cups. They have so much understanding that they stressed Taurus out to the max. Shaky to the max. Taurus only gave them love. They know that now. I don't know if they thought Taurus was being bossy. I don't know if they thought Taurus was taking charge of something, but they're realizing Taurus was actually bold enough to step forward, bold enough to give me their heart. And that was either hard for them to do, they were really stressed out, or I made Taurus really, really, really stressed out. But Taurus was still showing up, and they were putting themselves out there on the limb. They were putting themselves on the line for me, giving me love. Why did you not see it like that before? Five of Pentacles. Something was totally misinterpreted. The way Taurus treated this person. They either rejected Taurus's very obvious offer of love. Maybe they took it as like, I don't want your charity. Or they felt still very out in the cold, but I'm thinking that they couldn't understand what Taurus was offering them at one point. Death card sideways. I think that they reverted back to their standard MO. If somebody offers me something, I take it as an insult. I feel like they're trying to give me charity. I don't want to be your charity case. I wonder if love and kindness that is gifted to them, instead of them saying, wow, that's so nice, this person adores me and I adore them too, if they instead like felt as if, you know, don't give me your secondhand emotions or something. It's really weird, but they needed to look at that as part of themselves and say, why do you take an act of love, an offer of one's heart, and instantly feel worse for being offered love? There's something like deep in them that's they always feel like they're outside of something, but there's a sense of, I don't want anybody's pity. Taurus wasn't giving them pity. Taurus was loving them. Taurus was offering their heart, which was a massive gift. And this person took it as like, why are you giving me this? What, you think I need it? You think I can't do without it? That's the chip on the shoulder kind of energy that they really needed to check themselves on that behavior. They didn't check themselves in time. It took them time to understand that maybe Taurus did offer them something, though. Let's change the scenario. Let's say Taurus was being a good friend to somebody and like, hey, I know you just lost your job. I have, my boss is looking for somebody, and I was just thinking I could put in a good word for you, Taurus. Or, Taurus said this to them, and it's like, it was an act of love, because Taurus is like, this person is awesome. They don't deserve what happened to them. I totally want to see them successful. I could get a job for them. Heck, they could come stay with me if they're on hard times. It was all a gift. And this person looked at it as, don't give me some kind of charity, instead of realizing it was never charity. It was truly an offer that was coming from the heart. And now that they know that about Taurus, they know that that's how Taurus operates, even though they got it really, really, really wrong. They misread this beautiful gift that Taurus tried to give to them. Now I see why they're like, I have to go face Taurus. I can't like text them and be like, hey, sorry, I kind of reacted badly, or hey, sorry, I misread your intentions, or hey, sorry, I acted like an ass. They have to come and like talk to Taurus and make sure that they tell Taurus and make Taurus understand why they have been the way they are. Queen of Cups, they want to match Taurus's like loving energy. Taurus showed them some kind of incredible kindness, and it was very sincere, and it was very much like there was no ego. This was just purely an offer of something beautiful, and it could have been that Taurus offered them their heart. They now have to reciprocate by offering their heart. I kind of feel like this person they're really like finally stepping up the same way Taurus did and saying, this deserves me to come in with zero ego on my end. Two of Cups in the reverse. They kind of think there's no way Taurus is going to have a good opinion of me after this, but we have a perfectly matched pair, and we have them also saying, I'm sure Taurus will not think of me as a perfectly matched pair now that I have rejected a very beautiful and sincere offer and caused them great grief and possibly a ton of stress and been insulting. And yet I still have to go ahead and I got to tell Taurus I rejected something. And you probably don't want me at this point, but I actually have, like I would have given to you also. And I realize now that's what you were trying to do for me. This is somebody very humbly asking for forgiveness. They're not necessarily asking for a do-over. They're asking if Taurus can like find a way to give them grace. With that Temperance card, do you hate me? Could you find a way not to hate me for the way I behaved? Let me just ask, has it taken a while for them to come to this conclusion, for them to get to this point? Yeah, Two of Swords. I wondered why they're so convinced that I know Taurus is not going to say that they love me, or that they see me as a partner at this point, but I hope they can at least forgive me and find some kind of peace. And I'm guessing it's because they stayed in this energy of, I don't want your pity kind of thing for a long time. With that Two of Swords, they may have ghosted, blocked Taurus, shoved Taurus out of their life. The thing is, we're ending this year pretty soon, right? And this is year of the snake. It's a year to make big change. And if this is the divine timing, the gong has been gonged, the bell has been rung. It's time to change the things that we need to change, especially when we know better. This person knows better. Let me just ask, how did you figure this out? Was it just that you grew? Was it that something in your heart settled? Three of Wands in the reverse. Again, this gives us some kind of timing. I almost feel like they never moved on from what had happened with Taurus. Almost like their conscience knew that they had really fouled this up. When they rejected Taurus, when they pushed Taurus away, when they, I don't want your pity kind of thing, when they acted that way, it's like they remember everything about that day crystal clear. Crystal clear. That Three of Wands would normally be somebody who's looking to their future, moving on. This is like they never moved on from that. Like the day, and maybe it's because they saw something in Taurus like wilt like a little flower. I'm saying that because of that Nine of Swords, and that Nine of Swords literally showed somebody who just like physically, you can just see the sadness. It's like, oh, okay, this person just slapped away the gift I tried to give them, which happened to have been my heart. Okay, I guess I leave. I feel like they felt like a freaking ogre when they did this. I think that they know they messed up so bad with Taurus. All of their, chip on their shoulder made them, kind of like slap away this beautiful gift. And then I think that they were able to either visualize like the sadness, the stress, the hurt that they caused Taurus. And I think that moment of them realizing I'm the ogre, that has preyed on their mind, their ogre moment. They have not moved on from that. And I do think it was like a visual. I think they either saw some light in Taurus's eyes just kind of like dim, or they saw like the physical, slump of the shoulders. It's so crazy because this person loves Taurus. But this person, and I'm thinking in that moment, they realized, I just said no to somebody who said that they cared about me because I couldn't believe that they did. So then I was rude, but I actually really care about them. And now I don't know what to do with this mess I've made. So I'm going to block everything and just sit and be freaking sour about it for quite a while, even though I know damn well I'm never going to get over the fact that somebody that I actually love, I just treated like an ogre. Okay. We have the Hierophant, and there's our Taurus. I think they might, I don't know if they're spiritual or not, but they're praying in this card, hoping and praying that Taurus will forgive them. I feel like they have sent a lot of thoughts to Taurus, whether, just more like in the energy realm. They've sent a lot of thoughts toward Taurus, specifically about that day, that moment when they said something really mean, that the way they rejected Taurus. And I do think in this storyline, they straight out rejected Taurus's offer. And I think that moment has stayed in their mind. And I feel like they have been praying that Taurus would forgive them for a really long time. I get why they need to go talk to Taurus eyeball to eyeball. And honestly, I would agree that's the only way to handle this. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you guys so much. We'll get to another Taurus video. I wanted to just look at them and keep it in that parameter for these. And then we'll look just at Taurus this week as well. Hopefully I will get to a Taurus video either tomorrow night or on Friday. All right, Friday in the morning. Bye, guys. Thanks so much for being here. Lots of love.